Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And this is very interesting to say the least. Crypto tax spurs House Democrats to rethink the infrastructure bill. Cryptocurrency became red hot in the Senate after industry lobbyists were blindsided by part of the measure that would treat crypto more like stocks. It's been getting kind of hot in here, and at first I was kind of sitting on this article because it already came out 2 days ago by now. But I started hypothesizing. No. We need to cover this. So today, this really interesting article for you, and again, you can watch it all the way through and then leave your opinion down below or up front. Let me know what you think. Did the senators basically make a mistake voting against the crypto amendment? And if you don't know what it is, there's an infrastructure bill in the United States that is there every so often. It's a really big bill where they basically explain what they want to work on in terms of building infrastructure and where they're going to get the tax money from. This bill is 2,000, 3,000 pages long, specifically 2,730 or something like that. And there is a lot of discussions about it, and there's a lot of changes which could get made to it because nobody reads the entire bill. Now, specifically for crypto, they wanted some changes, and in the end, one senator, 87 years old, did not want it to be changed, basically, and all those guys, it has to be, how do you say it again in English? I don't know the word for it again. Just everybody has to say yes on it. Otherwise, it does not pull through. And one senator, 87 years old from Alabama, I believe, he said no because they did not want to increase his or the defense budget by $50 billion. And that was kind of his trade-off. He said no. But let's quickly check this out. Crypto-friendly House Democrats are plotting a long-shot bid to scale back digital currency tax rules tucked into President Joe Biden's infrastructure plan, threatening to prolong a lobbying battle that snarled the legislation in the Senate. At issue in the fight are proposed requirements that would force crypto exchanges and other firms to report transaction information to the IRS, similar to rules in place for stockbrokers. And to be honest with you, I already thought that these crypto exchanges basically had to do that, but all right. As drafted, industry lobbyists and sympathetic lawmakers say that the plan threatens technological innovation and the viability of a growing sector of the U.S. economy. Leading the charge in the House are California Democrats in the orbit of Silicon Valley, including Reps Ro Khanna, Eric Swalwell, and Anna S. Hu. They're being joined in the fight by crypto enthusiasts such as Reps Bill Foster and Darren Soto, who have already started rallying support to the basically amendment of the infrastructure bill. The small but growing coalition, which also includes Republicans, is giving hope to lobbyists who failed to pare back the proposal in the Senate after going toe-to-toe with the legislation's original negotiators. Negotiators, that sounds right. And the White House, quote, members are starting to pay attention, end quote, Soto said in an interview. Quote, there is growing bipartisan support to make sure this language is right, end quote. The lingering crypto battle is creating a new complication for House Democratic leaders and the Biden administration. Amending the bill in the House would threaten one of Biden's highest policy priorities because it would then be sent back to the Senate, which struggled through months of meticulous negotiations and a series of procedural roadblocks to pass it Tuesday. And what that refers to, guys, is right now, this bill got passed the Senate without the amendment, so without the better rules for crypto. Now, at the end of September, the House is from summer break, and they're going to have to vote on it. If they say, hey, there's a part that's not clear, it has to be sent back to the senators for which they make another decision, and then it's going to go to the House again. And the difficulty is that takes a long time because it's already been months before this one was passed, and so it's unclear what margin for error Speaker Nancy Pelosi would have to work with thanks to the ambiguous levels of enthusiasm for the bill among progressives and Republicans. The Biden administration is gearing up to defend the existing proposal, which officials believe gives them maximum flexibility to police the industry, and of course the most amount of money, obviously. The tax fight comes as Washington scrambles to rein in the booming market for virtual currencies such as Bitcoin and Ether, which have attracted investors enticed by rising prices as well as consumers looking to make financial transactions outside of fiat money like the US dollar. The crypto conflict became red hot in the Senate after industry lobbyists were blindsided by the infrastructure bill provision that would try to increase the volume of digital asset transactions reported to the IRS, and the bill's authors included the measure in an attempt to fund infrastructure projects and address long-running concerns that crypto traders don't pay their fair share of taxes. From a certain perspective, I think that they are over putting what crypto traders are and how much they should pay. Like I sometimes feel as if they're trying to make them look really bad and try to tax them as much as possible in theory, right? Where trading crypto and making a profit is not that simple, to be honest with you. Those guys are really good at what they do, and it's already a stress enough type of job anyway. Think about it from this perspective, right? In most countries, being a hodler, there's an okay tax, but being a trader with actual, let's say, call it profit, it sometimes may be considered income, depending on if you're a profession type of person or a person who just does it for fun, right? But then again, think about it from a real trader perspective. It's your income, right? It's a dark ass game if you got to pay tax on your income from trading, and then another year later you just make some fat juicy losses, but you've already had you have to pay the tax a year later. That's kind of awkward. That's kind of annoying already, and I'm not sure. I guess they pay their fair share of taxes now anyway, right? I mean, the tax is there for crypto, so I don't really get why it would be a problem. The only thing I sometimes think about is, I guess, the fact that in the U.S. you have to pay tax on every single transaction. Theoretically speaking, I guess that might become quite cumbersome, and they might want to flex. Guys, my English. Might want to flexi that. Flexibilize. don't know a good word for it now. Flexibilize. Make it easier. Yet, I think they're paying their fair share. But all right, maybe I'm wrong on that one. Now, digital currency firms and trading groups warned that the proposal was too expensive and would impose new rules on technology players who would be in no position to comply, including software developers and so-called miners who validate transactions and unlock crypto units. Crypto lobbyists and their allies, including privacy rights advocates, found some success in persuading lawmakers such as the Senate Finance Chair, Ron Wyden, to propose changes to scale back the requirements, but they face resistance from the senators who drafted the bill and the Biden administration. And that one is interesting to me. The Biden administration is also against this one. A last-minute compromise went nowhere as the Senate failed to reach agreement on a final set of amendments. Senate Leader Chuck Schumer pressed ahead with passage of the bill on Tuesday morning. And a growing number of House Democrats are now vowing to finish the job of amending the bill, so basically still changing it up. Esho, who represents Silicon Valley and has served in Congress since 1993, urged Pelosi in a letter Tuesday to address what she called unworkable regulations. She warned that the bill's definition of what constitutes a broker, the entity that would have to report transactions to the government, would sweep in cryptocurrency miners and digital wallet developers who don't know who buyers and sellers are. Khanna, who also represents the Tech Hub, said in a separate statement that he supports regulating the crypto industry, but the language as it stands picks winners and losers. Powerful Silicon Valley investors are among those pressing lawmakers to soften the requirements of tax. Menlo Park, California-based Andreessen Horowitz, which operates a $2.2 billion crypto venture fund, lobbied to amend the bill in the Senate and is now turning to House offices, said Tomika Tillemann, its global head of policy. Quote, "The fascinating thing is that this is an issue that remains largely pre-political, and you saw that in the way the debate played out in the Senate," end quote. Tillemann said, "Regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, these technologies can help solve problems that you care about. To be sure, it's an issue that unites many progressives, moderates, and conservatives." Khanna is deputy whip of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Foster and Soto, co-chairs of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus. You guys said it so many times in the comment section how you have to pronounce it, and still I forgot. Was it now caucus, or causes? Damn, I have to go look that up again. Damn, I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry if you're cringing right now, me saying caucus or They will likely have backup from top Republican like Rep. Patrick McHenry, GOP member on the House Financial Services Committee. The current language is completely unacceptable, McHenry said in an interview. It needs to be fixed. And by the way, it's not that far anymore. We're almost at the end. A House leadership aide who declined to be named said Pelosi will review the bill's language. Pelosi, who represents a San Francisco district, has gone to bat for venture capitalists in the past. The Biden administration is still uneasy with amending the bill. One administration official said, Treasury and the White House would be able to live with some exclusions as drafted in the stalled Senate compromise, but they prefer the version in the Senate passed bill because it offers the government more flexibility, which is dumb. The official said it would be too risky to add broad exclusions for certain types of crypto players when the industry was still evolving, which I also think is really stupid and dumb. The White House will likely be able to rely on a number of outside advocacy organizations close to Democrats to help resist amendments. The Open Markets Institute, a liberal think tank focused on corporate power, is I'm being called. I was like, huh? Is among those pushing back against changes to the crypto provision. It has tried to make the case that exclusions backed by the industry appear aimed at protecting so-called DeFi, in which automated autonomous protocols facilitate lending and trading with minimal human oversight. The DeFi services are of growing concern for regulators who are warning of major risks to consumers. So this is a long read, but it's worth it because it's the government and what they think, right? All of this is going to play a major role in the future of crypto, because if these guys actually do not get it past the House with amendments, we have a big problem. We will continue to be pushing to make sure that the market participants in crypto are not explicitly carved out of tax reporting requirements, Open Markets Institute Financial Policy Director Alex Goldstein said. Crypto lobbyists are still figuring out the best strategy for getting the bill changed. They were caught off guard by the initial proposal, but now believe they're better organized going into the House. There are a whole set of new lawmakers who are interested in understanding what we do, Smith said. I think we have a very receptive audience right now, but some lawmakers are considering contingency plans. Soda said crypto supporters in Congress would try to use every avenue to change the tax rules, including potentially through Democrats' new $3.5 trillion budget package or standalone legislation. And this 3.5 one could actually turn out to be 5 in the end of things as well. But point being, right now there's a growing concern, even among the freaking regulators, of this bill being passed. And the first couple of hours, couple of days even, I didn't really see too much being talked about. But now the consequences are starting to show when the people notice that this is really pulling through. All right. And the scary part is for Coinbase and for all these exchanges, it's not a real big issue. But if miners, stakers, and all those types of guys have to report everything from their customers whom they don't know, basically, that's going to be such a huge problem. So guys, understand that for right now, everything is fine. The price is doing fine. Everything is good. But the moment at the end of September that the House passes this without people being able to pull through and getting it amended, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. Crypto will survive, obviously, but it'll be a very annoying and dark time for crypto in the United States because, well, miners can't really operate. Nobody can really operate that anymore. And so literally every company is going to have to leave the United States. I'm even wondering what Ripple has to do if that happens, because it's going to be a really, really crazy time. All right, guys, if you're wondering what I'm trading on most of the time, it is called Bybit. Make sure you check it out. A link is down below. But that's enough for today, all right? That's enough. Let it sink in. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. I guess in the end of things, it's fine with XRP because ultimately, I think they'll just, eventually move or find some good regulation now with the SEC lawsuit, but I'm not too worried about it. Still, it's annoying, right, for the rest of crypto, and the fact that this might be looming. It's really the U.S. that's just so stupid with all these things, man. It's the United States only. The rest of the world is just fine, but the U.S. wants to put some freaking, some freaking blach in my fire.